Hey everyone, Big Mac here. So let's go ahead and get started done with part 2. This is the last part of my random Q&A session. That's just how many questions apparently I've bothered to answer through Formspring and stuff. Anyway, what's your favorite number? 17. I just happen to be number 17. Back when I was on the math team in middle school. 12 also comes in as a very close second for personal reasons. It actually helped me guess into a math competition one time. I was just like, what the heck is all these things with the logarithms? I don't know. I'm going to guess 12. And I had a 1 in 1,000 guess, or yeah, 1 in 1,000 guess, the chance of guessing right, and I guessed right. So, go figure. Okay, if your house were on fire and you could only grab three things, what would they be? There, three things are all family keepsakes. So one would be a picture of my grandma and my grandpa Alvin. One would be my grandpa Clarence's baseball cap that he wore when he was working on the farm. I still have it hanging in my bedroom. And then my other nana's cross, which I don't know where it came from, but it's big and bulky, and I would carry that around. I mean, it's like maybe a 1.5 foot tall, something like that. Let's see here. What was the name of your favorite pet? I had a cat for 22 years. Her name was Anise. She was black and she had a stubby tail. We found her. My mom found her as a stray when I was pregnant. So I don't know how old she was before then, but she stayed around for 22 years and I loved her. What are your sneezes like? I thought this was just a really random question, so I answered. I was like, well, when I sneeze, I tend to sneeze loud. I know some people have very quiet, very loud, just different ways that people sneeze. I think it's kind of interesting. And also, when I sneeze, I don't think it's intentional, but I normally sound like, chewy! I don't think it's intentional. It just kind of happens like that. Let's see here. What was your best subject at school? Besides math, I was pretty good at spelling. Of course, nowadays, since I don't have to practice anymore, they have spell check and everything, even in your email editors. Of course, they can't spell, or, they can't check for, common phrases. It bugs me how many times I've seen people type WOULDOF, would've, instead of the contraction would have. Anyway. What song do you know all the lyrics to? Well, if I like a song, I'll try and learn the lyrics to it. Obviously, I might not remember it 100% all the time, but I have a good idea of what the lyrics are. I've actually read up the lyrics, so I actually know what the song is roughly about, and I don't just randomly sing to it. So, admittedly, this has changed my perceptions of songs. So, I think Pumped Up Kicks by Foster the People is the best example of, after reading the lyrics, I'm like, oh my god, this song is terrible. But again, that's just my opinion on that. If I were to get a tattoo, what would it be of? Not that I ever probably would, but it would be probably something video game related. So if you guys have seen my Steam account, that particular logo of Fat Yoshi from the NES game Yoshi, that would probably be my tattoo somewhere. Do your socks match? Socks are supposed to match? What? This is the other version where I was like, is there a story behind your name? So this was actually with reference to the nickname that I usually use in a lot of my videos, either Agilobo or just Augie as the short version. But Agilobo, I actually came up with it when I was playing Guitar Hero 3. I was like, I need a cool band name. And especially since, Guitar Hero 3 was the first one that I had that had online Wi-Fi, and you could play against other people. I was like, I need a really good nickname. So I just happened to come upon the idea of Agilobo, which is basically a compound word of the Spanish words for eagle and for wolf, Águila and Lobo. So I just kind of shoved those two together. Apparently somebody else on the internet has also, come up with that. And I've even gotten comments where it's like, no, yo soy el Agilobo. And I'm like, dude, we can both be el Agilobo. Somos los Agilobos. No, it doesn't, I have no claim to it. I'm just like, yeah, I came up with it myself. I honestly did. On short versions, or where I only can put in 5 or 6 letters, I'll use Augie as like an Americanized, abbreviated, shortened version. For the short time that I played GoldenEye 007 on the Wii, that was also my screen name. If I could, I would actually change my YouTube name to Augie Lobo. Or Augie. Maybe I could make a secret channel of Augie. I don't know. Anyway, let's keep going through some of the questions. Star Trek or Star Wars? Let me go back up one. Star Trek or Star Wars? You know, I go to trivia night, and they call themselves the Geeks Who Drink, and then they ask a Star Wars question, and I don't know it. And then they ask a Star Trek question, and I don't know it. And then they ask a Lord of the Rings question, and I don't know it. Then they ask a firefight question, I don't know it. Then they ask a Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy question, I don't know it. This has only led me to the conclusion that I am not a geek. I don't know what I am then. I'm just a guy who likes to play video games, apparently. If I had to choose between Star Trek and Star Wars, I guess Star Wars? I don't know. I don't remember when I answered this one, but what's in your fridge? Cheese. Let's see here. Oh, who is the most famous person that you have met? Well, I've gotten, like had an actual conversation with. Not really anybody. Probably Walter Jones, I think was his name. He was the first Black Power Ranger. And then I've gotten an autograph from the Sick Puppies before. That was kind of cool. Let's see here. What is your favorite beverage? Admittedly, this thing changes around a lot. But in terms of a soda, I like a concoction I made that is like 2/3 Diet Coke, 1/3 regular orange Fanta. I don't know. I like it. It's probably tastes weird to you, but I don't know. I like it a lot. What is your greatest talent? The ability to remember where I parked my car yesterday. This is particularly evident at school, where I'll get down to the parking lot and be like, wait, I'm not in this lot today, I was in this lot yesterday. Superpowers, so helpful. Always helpful. What was the first word that you said as a baby? Spaghetti. Except it was more like, spaghetti. It was adorable at the time. Let's see here. What question would you ask a psychic? Are you super effective on poison types? I was obviously very sarcastic the day that I asked that. Coffee or tea? I guess tea. I just cannot stand coffee. And I really don't like tea very much, but I'll stomach it. I did find these like green tea bottles at Costco. They're tolerable. And probably better for you than soda, so at least I hope so. Anyway, are a Pepsi or Coke? Cola is a touchy subject. I'm gonna root for the underdog and say RC Cola. What is your favorite song ever? That is hard. As of last year, when I think I got this question, my favorite song at the time was "It's Time" by Imagine Dragons. Right now, this very moment, I would guess I'd have to say From Can to Can't by Corey Taylor and Dave Grohl and the Sound City Players for Dave Grohl's Sound City movie. Arguably my favorite song of all time. I'm not so sure about this anymore, but at least, I think I would weigh it and probably would still be Motorcycle Drive-By by Third Eye Blind. It wasn't a single. It was just like a near end of their eponymous album. It was a track near the end of their eponymous, or self-titled. Do those mean the same thing? I forget. Anyway, see here, anything else? There was another random picture of me. Who is your favorite Sesame Street character? Grover! I always liked Grover. What kind of music can you just not stand to listen to? I will listen to pretty much any kind of music, as long as I can understand what the singer is trying to say. If it's opera, I can't stand it. If it's rap, I can't stand it. If it's like super heavy metal where the guy's going, and basically trying to sound like a dog or demon or whatever, or a dog demon, I guess could be both. As long as you can understand the lyrics, I'm okay with it. That way, because, I want to be singing the song. I want to sing along with the lyrics. And if you make it hard for me to do that, I'm just not going to play with you then. Also, I don't like songs where they have whistling in them. I mean, it's just like, really, guys? Whistling is what's popular still. Okay, fine. Alright, I think we're just about done with these questions. When you were a kid, what did you want to be when you grew up? I remember the very first time, or when I graduated kindergarten, they were like, what do you want to be when you grew up? I said, I want to be a teacher. Third grade, that's kind of transitioned to weatherman / professional bowler. In obviously high school, I was drilled into it got drilled into me like, you should be an engineer and go and save the world's problems and blah blah doo doo. And I'm like, okay, I'll go get my engineering degree, fine. And now in grad school, it's like, I want to teach. That's kind of what I want to do. That's kind of why I'm here. I don't really like this research stuff, though, but I guess I'll have to do enough of it to get through. But, yeah, I like teaching. That's my favorite thing so far. That's why I've kind of also been trying to be more vocal with just practicing and talking. That was actually one of the main reasons why I started this channel, was just to start practicing my talking skills. Obviously, I still have a long way to go, but, it's something still. Anything important else? Nope, not really. Okay, so thank you guys for watching. This is Big Mac saying, later.